Hey guys, welcome back to my living room. It's this veg girl, and today I just wanted to show you some of the resources that I've stumbled across, looked into, etc. that's kind of been helping me figure out my macros in this tighter together journey. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. I was hearing a lot of buzz between MyFitnessPal and Cronometer. So I decided to kind of do a little bit of a comparison between the two. So first of all, I'm going to compare some of the basic features that they both offer with the free versions. And I am going to kind of toggle a little bit back and forth, so I hope I don't give you whiplash, but I just kind of wanted to do a quick and easy compare. One of the things that was really important to me was ease of adding an item. So here you can see, this is actually a day in the past, but I'm just gonna add something to it. So maybe if I had a cup of blueberries down here for meal 3, maybe I wanted to add in a cup of raspberries as well. So click add, of course I have to wait a second. I can start typing it here, but I actually just looked down here and I already had it. So it will show you your most recent items that you've used. So I'm gonna click on that, and maybe I had a half a cup. So it's easy to make your adjustments. I'm just gonna go ahead and add my checked item. Now you'll notice right when I'm looking at it, it doesn't actually show me any of the macros or anything like that. Even if I'm looking it up online, I can look it up here. It's not gonna tell me how many macros or anything. I will get an idea of calories, but that's about it. I have to click an extra button to get to the nutrition information. So bear that in mind, because that was actually something that mattered to me. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my food diary. You can see that I've added my raspberries. Now, if I wanted to change anything with blueberries, I have to click on it. It loads, and then I can edit it. I can even edit, maybe what the different serving types might look like, and that's pretty comparable between the two. Takes a second to save, and now you can see I have half a cup. Okay, now I get an idea of the macros right up here, so I can see how many grams of carbs, fat, protein, sugar, etc. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to Cronometer so you can see that same exact function on this side. So maybe with my Greek yogurt, I want to add in some blueberries. I'm just going to click on snack 1 because that's going to tell Cronometer where I actually want to add it into. So I'm going to add the food. Now here's something where Cronometer fails, at least on the desktop version, is it doesn't show me recently used items. Now I can favorite some things, but that does not show up just automatically if I use the item a whole bunch. All right, so here I'm gonna do it now. This is where Cronometer actually has a leg up on MyFitnessPal. Is right now I can see how many grams of protein, carbs, and fat that I'm looking at, including calories, and it makes it look all pretty in a little chart. I still have the option of editing how much of the serving and what each serving type looks like, and then I'm gonna click add. And here's the diary group in case I decide to change my mind and I wanna move it somewhere else. All right, so now I've added my raspberries. So my blueberries. So let's say that I want to change the quantity of raspberries. I can do it right here without going to an extra screen. So I'm gonna say half, and then here again I can change the serving types. So Cronometer allows me to edit the amounts and the units and things like that right here on the same page, where MyFitnessPal, you actually have to go to a different screen. So that kind of mattered to me a little bit too. All right, so that's the difference in adding items. Let's go back and take a look at how MyFitnessPal handles meals and recipes. So you can add in meals and recipes where you just kerplunk all of your food in, and then you get to add it batch to a meal. So maybe instead of meal 3 raspberries and blueberries, maybe I want to actually add a meal or recipe that I have already created. So I can just come over here to the meals tab, and you'll notice that there's kind of a load issue with MyFitnessPal, just a little bit of a delay. So maybe I want to, instead of just fruit, I want to make an entire berry smoothie. Now I already happen to know what's in it. It's not going to show me right here what's in it. That's okay. I'm going to add what's checked. Now it shows up with all of the ingredients. And it's broken out. You can see what the different macros are and things like that. So that's kind of cool, and it makes it fairly easy. All right, Cronometer. Let's come over here. Let's say we want to actually add a meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in, let's say I'm going to be working out. So I'm going to add in something that I've already created. Now, all of their stuff is just kind of lumped together as far as I can see in custom. It's not like broken out between meals and recipes, which is fine for me because quite honestly, I didn't really understand the difference anyway. So I happen to enjoy using Vega brand. I don't get anything for saying this, but I enjoy Vega brand pre-workout and post-workout powder drinks. So I've kind of lumped them together. So I only have to add one item instead of two. Yes, I am that amount of lazy. So I'm just going to add that in. Now, one of the cool things about Cronometer is here it shows it in a lump. If I click on it, I can see the breakdown of all of the macros. If I wanted to, I could explode that recipe into the individual ingredients, and it'll display it just like MyFitnessPal did. So I can do that if I want to. So here I have my pre-workout energizer and now my recovery. Now you notice as I'm clicking, maybe you noticed as I'm clicking, it will show you these specific ingredients macro breakdown. And then I'm just going to unclick it and it'll show you everything for the whole day that I've added in so far. So far fairly comparable, although I do like being able to explode my recipe, because then if maybe I'm like, actually, if I'm going to have a Greek salad, but maybe I didn't have a particular ingredient, so I'm going to explode that and then remove the pepperoncinis because I didn't actually eat them or something like that. I can do that if I want to. It's kind of got a little bit of a leg up over MyFitnessPal. Okay, another thing you already saw is the macros. So I can click here and easily see the macros for each individual ingredient, and I can see them for the whole day if I want. Now over here, it's not as pretty, but you can actually see meal by meal what the different macros are. And you can see it for the whole day. Now it does show, MyFitnessPal does show a little chart per se, but I will say on the app on your mobile, you actually have to click the nutrition info or nutrition button. So it's an extra click to actually get to your day's worth of nutrition. And that's where you're going to see all of this stuff. You'll notice that if I'm clicking on something, it doesn't actually show me, it doesn't like drill down into anything. All right, we're going to come back over to Cronometer because you guys, this is so cool. So maybe I'm looking at all of my stuff for the day and I'm like, where am I getting all of my protein? All I have to do is hover over it or click on it, and it's going to show me a breakdown of everything that I've eaten that day that contributed to that macro. And it's always going to give you the greatest amount first. Sorry, it doesn't show me exactly everything. It's only the top sources. But wow, I love this feature. And that's with the free version, you guys. Like, this is actually something that kind of sold me or swayed me a little bit over to the Cronometer side, is because even just with the free version, I was able to go, okay, what's contributing? What do I have to maybe increase or decrease, etc., to fix getting to my target or whatever. It's super cool. One thing that both of them offer is the ability to scan barcodes, which I really love. Like, you pick up a can of beans or maybe a package of rice or something like that. You can just scan the barcode, easy peasy. I love that. So they both offer that. Now, here's a little bit of a difference with their libraries. So when you're adding a food over here with MyFitnessPal, you're going to find a ton of stuff because anyone can create something in and put it in the library. Anyone can create an ingredient or a food item and add it to the library. What that means is, okay, maybe you have a bigger library, but your nutritional information may not always be accurate. In fact, if you click from one item to another of pretty much the same thing in MyFitnessPal, you may end up with varying amounts. And it just depends on how granular somebody went with entering the nutritional info. Maybe they were only interested in calories, so everything else is missing. So if you're looking for something that's going to be really highly precise, I think Cronometer is probably going to be your best bet, because their library, you don't just get to add anything to it. You'll notice over here that the sources are, unless I made it, which is custom, but then again, I made it with ingredients that were from these sources. So the source is going to be very reliable. You're going to get really precise counts. So if if getting down to the gram or the ounce or being extremely precise is important to you, Cronometer is going to be your best bet. Okay. Now, when I started looking at the paid versions, MyFitnessPal costs $9.99 a month for the premium feature, or $49.99 a year, $50 a year. I'm a round up kind of gal, right? So $10 a month, $50 a year. I'm not really going to go much into their features because, quite frankly, when I looked at the features that they offered, they really weren't anything that was going to help support my goal of counting macros and getting real precise with that any more than their free version already did. So it's kind of like, well, then what would be the point? And I will let you look into the features on your own if you would like to. Okay, Cronometer. When I started looking at their gold plan, it was $6 a month and $34.95 a year. So it was a little less expensive. So I was kind of surprised. Cronometer seemed like it was kind of more of a, more of a niche product, kind of a boutique product. And so I thought, oh, it's probably going to be more. No, it was less. Wow, I was surprised by that. Especially when I landed on this really cool feature right down here, the Oracle. You guys, look into the Oracle. It will suggest foods for you. So you can see here that I've already plugged in all of my goals. Both MyFitnessPal and Cronometer allow you to put your target goals in. But here you can see I haven't quite reached my target on my protein. I'm a little over on my carbs because I added some berries and things like that. But and I haven't quite reached my fat. So if I'm wondering what I can eat to fill up these little gaps here, you can ask Cronometer suggest foods. This is worth the gold price alone right here. All right, so maybe I'm trying to go dairy free because dairy kind of doesn't make me feel 100%. So I can exclude different items. Maybe you're allergic to nuts or seafood or something like that. And maybe you want to exclude your own recipes. You can do that. All right, then also I'm vegetarian, obviously, this veg girl, right? So I'm going to select vegetarian only. Well, looky there. I can add in some hemp milk. Maybe I can put that in my smoothie or something like that. And it's going to even tell you the breakdown right here. Wow, I'm sold. Okay, one last thing that between the two, I wanted to be able to connect my Garmin. They both connect to your Garmin. They both connect to Apple Health. So if that's an issue or concern of yours, they both do that as well. So bottom line, you guys, I ended up going with Cronometer, and I honestly couldn't be happier. I'm loving it. I don't know if I'm going to use it after the challenge is done, but that's a month away. I have some time to decide. So, okay, so another product that I've been using is Out of Milk. Outofmilk.com, you guys. It's free. And what I absolutely love about it is there are several features that's super important to me. First of all, it has a desktop version, and I want being able to add items to be pretty easy. So I'm just going to click on new item. You can see this pop up, and maybe I need bananas, which I actually really do need bananas. So I'm typing this in. All I'm going to do is hit enter. I don't even have to fill in the rest of this. I'm just going to hit enter, and you see it kerplop right down here onto my list. I need it to be that easy. Because, a lot of times I'm at work, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we're out of something. I want to be able to add something quickly and easy and then get right back to work. Okay, another feature that it has that I really, really needed is it has an app. And the app easily syncs. So I'll just kind of show you a screenshot here. It's so super and easy to use. I'm going through the supermarket. I just check items off. And then if you want, you can elect to have the items that are completed to be removed from the list. You can do that either here on the desktop or on the app itself, just with one click or one touch, super easy peasy. The final feature that I needed for me, this is the creme de la creme, is I want my husband to be able to have his own account with Out of Milk. I don't want him logging in as me and jacking up my stuff. But he can log in as him and we can share. So we share the same lists, right? But then I can also have my own lists outside of him. So I can be like, hey, I'm running to the supermarket. If you need anything, update the list. And he'll just pull out his phone, update it on the app, and then all of a sudden I see the things that he needs. That's it. Free. I get nothing for telling you about this. It's just been a product that has saved me. I love it. It's so super easy to use. It's easy to share with John. It's a winner. All right, well, that wraps it up. Those are the things that I've been looking at, using, purchased, etc. If you guys have any other tools, websites, resources, anything that you would like to point me to, I would love to hear about it and check them out. So put it down below or ping me, IG me, whatever. So speaking of IG, don't forget to follow me, This Veg Girl. I have been posting pictures of my different meals, and some days I'll just kind of put everything that I'm having for the whole day. So it's kind of been fun documenting my journey in that regard. And I will see you on the next video. I don't know if it's Cronometer or Cronometer. And I have my little notes so I don't forget. The Oracle. The Oracle knows. Oracle, 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 Oracle. Sounds like I'm saying galore. Caloric. Caloric.